Good morning, YouTubers. This is again JD with Keezy Living Outdoor Adventures. Wanted to take a quick time to go over just a day pack that I use, or my wife uses, when we're just doing a day hike. This actually is a combination of a little survival pack and a day pack. It weighs in at 9 pounds. Pretty simplistic. It's just a Walmart type backpack, but anyway, just wanted to go over it real quick. I know someone was asking if I go when we do RVing and we're out and about, do we take a small pack or anything like that, and yes, we do. Anyway, so let's just dive in right into this pack. Obviously you guys are going to see the 5 C's of survivabilities, right? And I'm not taking anybody's terminology for that, but anyway, you'll see all those things here. I'm not going to get into those specifics because there are other videos for that. Obviously we do have our metal can right here for boiling water and so forth. Over here in the front we have one of those universal whistles and compass and magnifying glass, etc. You know, handy little thing, little mini carabiner right here. Over here on this side, just one of the quick Innova lights. They're real bright, you know, they work pretty good, multifunction. Getting into the outside of the bag itself, right out here, which is just quick access to stuff, I have a light here, a headlamp. You know, these are basic Home Depot ones. A couple of those little fire bricks that you can light on there. Let's see, we have a little multi-tool here. This is the little Leatherman Sidekick, which is really, you know, pretty good. Again, I'm not going to go into specifics because you can kind of see what's out on YouTube on this. Over here I just have some cordage right here. We have some 2 pieces of 6-foot paracord right here. I do have a let's see, in here there's a garbage bag, you know, you could use for shelter and so forth, and obviously an emergency blanket right here. There is a star flash, signal mirror, and then some AAA batteries for the light in case of emergency and so forth. And again, this weighs in at 9 pounds, so it's not too heavy. We don't have any food in here because usually we'll take that if we travel, if we're going to go out and have dinner, or I'm sorry, if we're going to go out and have lunch or anything like that, food, we'll throw some stuff in the bag. Again, this is a 1-person bag, and if we're both going, we'll probably either have another bag similar to a lighter, or, you know, another backpack that we can throw in just the stuff that we're going to do for the day. Okay, in this bag here, this is just fire starting material, tinder material, and so forth. There's some chart cloth in here with the tin can that I can always make some more chart cloth if needed. In here you're going to see there's some additional fire starters. I got some Ranger bands, a little piece of fat wood, my fire starter here with my scraper, and just a lighter. And I have everything pretty much tied with paracord, because obviously paracord can be used as another tinder material and so forth. So that's the outer package, which is easy to access real quick. I have the bag set up and for accessibility requirements. Obviously, if you want to, first thing you want to do is need a light or fire and so forth, but I'll let you guys figure out. This is what works for me. I'm not saying that my kit's any better than anybody else's. This is what kind of works for both my wife and I, and it serves our purpose and it meets our requirements. This here is just a piece of tie back for laying down, sitting on wet surfaces or so forth. Again, right here, the outer pack, we have a mosquito netting, we have a small towel in case you're sweating or you want to take a quick dip. Obviously a bandana, you guys know the purposes for that, and just a quick one of those little cheapy ponchos. And again, that's right out here in this pack, in this outer pocket here. This backpack was like 19 bucks or something like that at Walmart, which, you know what, for the price you really can't beat it. Okay, the first pocket that we're gonna have right here, this again, you know, based on necessity, immediate for emergency. Right here I have a clotting sponge. You know, again, I'm not going to go into details. Obviously you guys you know, will know what all this is referenced. Again, these are things that fit for me, right? Kind of the concerns that I have. Clotting sponge here. We have an advanced cutting gauze here also that works. A couple extra gauzes and so forth for deep wounds or anything like that. I have a quick access to his gloves right here in this pocket here, and that's again, that sits right out here in this pocket in the outside, in case, you know, any type of trauma or anything like that. You can reach in real quick and go ahead and start doing some on-site you know, emergency care. And this other pocket here, it's just, again, if we go and we spend the night, we have some you know, one of these little restaurant or takeout utensil things. Do have a couple little squash, these little aluminum pans. You can open them up, you can boil some water in there, you can cook, anything like that. Obviously some Winn-Dixie or Publix bag, whatever you want to call those. One of those forks or sporks. I threw this in here because someone gave us this. But again, you know, I try to put things in here that kind of serves multi-purpose, whether you need it or not. I mean, I think to me, I'm not one of those ultralight persons, you know. It's not about size or you know, weight or anything like that. It's what serves for us, depending on the situation, depending on what exactly is I'm doing. So this bag is designed for that. I do have some backpacks that are really ultralight, and then some really tiny you know, miniature survival stuff that maybe I'll do a video on. Anyway, in the main compartment right in here, you'll see that it's kind of laid out again, similar to how the rest of it is laid out. First and foremost, if you open the bag, the first thing you're gonna get is, in case you need some toiletries, you know, you're outdoors, some sanitary cleaning, TP and all that stuff is right there. The next right there, first thing obviously you're gonna see, it's kind of like a first aid kit. This is a little more hefty than kind of little mini bag, or you know, like I said, this works for me and my wife. This bag's actually good for two. It has some extra things in here that, you know, that we may need and so forth, with some redundancy. We have some deep woods off in there, we have some moleskin, we have some napkins, with sun cream, actually sunblock, lip balm, first aid, alcohol wraps, you know, the basic things that you would have. And again, I'm not going to get into any specifics. If you guys want me to do, I will. You know, I have different types of bags for different situations depending on what I'm doing. So this is, you know, this is just one of them. Right over here, the most important thing, obviously, right in your survivability, is going to be your water. In here I have the Sawyer Mini. Excellent, that's what I use. Usually when I take this bag out, I will add a 1 liter water bottle that the Sawyer attaches to. Again, there's a million videos on this, but this is what I use, and I have a small bag in case we need it. Again, going into the bag, I do carry a Soul Bivy. This is the extra large because this is for two. Remember, this bag is really for two people. So right in here, obviously you guys are familiar with this knife. This is, I think, the best knife, the Mora. It works for us. Good all-around knife. Have a couple Ranger bands here with some tape, and then obviously some tape over here, duct tape, camouflage duct tape. Going back into the bag again, we have a bottle of off. I like the plastic bottles, because I find that sometimes the metal ones leak or rust, so plastic bottle worked for me. I have it in a Ziploc as an extra measure for protection. Also, you could use the Ziploc for water carriage and survival and extra things. Again, you know, you're gonna see some of the things that I do. It's multi-purpose, so I try to put in as many things that I can, you know, use for different things depending on the situation. So right here in this bag here, these are again some other first aid things. I put this lower because I really not going to really be reaching, but I got some extra Ziploc bags in here. I got some water purification tablets. There's some more lip balm. There's some this is some additional first aid kit that you will not find on the one that I did up here. This one has some more other things. Obviously has some aspirins and some diarrhea medicine and your standard band-aids and all the stuff. There's a little mini kit that Walmart sells that I find is really, really good. So what I do is I take it out of the Walmart compartment and I put it in Ziplocs. I know some individuals like to have different types of bags and all sorts of stuff. I find for me that freezer bags work great. You can put boiling water in them, you know, and you can store it in the pack or anything. So for me, Ziplocs work for me, right? And if it works for you, you know, then you know, that's great. But that's why you'll see all my stuff in Ziplocs. Also, it's easy for me to reach in and grab it. My wife, you know, she's not too familiar with the pack, but if she ever has to go in here in case of emergency, she pretty much can see the items that are in the back. A little further down here, again, another survival blanket. You know, right, the 5 C's of survivability. This can be shelter, emergency, again, extra large, because, you know, it's for 2, so this is the one for 2, and that's right in there. A little further down, obviously some paracord, 550. You guys know what you can do with that. That's never leave home without it. Over here, it's just a self-sticking Ace Bandage. Obviously, you can do this. You can do many things with this in case of emergency to hold any type of wounds or hurt your elbow, splint, or anything like that. I always like to have one of those in here. Further down, this kid right here, this is really pretty much miscellaneous survival stuff. I have some 100-pound paracord. This could be used for your cordage, you know, to build cover. Use it with your survival blanket. Some earplugs in case, you know, there's loud noises. Some pencil cut up and small with some duct tape, Ziplocs, some marking tape, one of those little handheld, you can see right here, saws. And in here there's some small fishing kit here. There's some aluminum foil. There's a garbage bag. There's coffee filters, obviously, for if you want to filter water, and you know, for your if you need to filter some water in case you got a boil and so forth, anything like that. But anyway, this is your standard little mini kind of survival kit that's in here. And pretty much the last thing is just a pair of gloves. Again, you know, for protection when you're out and about. You don't really want to get extra cuts or anything like that for you know, any type of infections or anything. You really don't want to do anything like that. So anyway, guys, this is pretty much what we use for if we're gonna go on just a day hike or kind of all day hike, even just to carry around. Like I said, this works for me. It's just a little more than just your basic, you know, obviously you could use an Altoid can or a smaller one. You know, I'll do a video on this here. This is a mini one. This actually fits in your pocket, and it's 18 ounces. So this here is 18 ounces. This one is 19, but this here does everything. It's no different than if you had a mini Altoid can, right? For those of you who do the different types of kits, I don't do this Altoid. It's just, for me, it's not really beneficial. So pretty much what I have in here is pretty much what I covered, and maybe I'll do a different video on this. But anyway, that's my kit. Again, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for you know, if you hung around and looked at it. Again, this is JD, Keezy Living Outdoor Adventures. If you like what you're seeing, give me a thumbs up, and if you like the channel, please subscribe. Again, stay safe and enjoy the outdoors. Keezy Living out.